So I'm studying product design at Dundee, and I'm really interested in sustainable product design and why we buy so many things, why we throw so many things away, how can we help to reduce this problem of waste. Obviously you guys have heard it 1,000 times before, we're destroying the planet, that kind of thing. But I'm really interested in tackling that problem from an optimistic point of view. And so that's why we're coming to do this workshop today. We're going to have a bit of fun, just have some ideas, and take some stuff apart and try and be quite positive about ideas and be quite optimistic about the future, if that makes sense. So the first part of the day is going to be called Deconstruct. It'll just be like up until lunchtime, and we're going to be taking apart some consumable goods that we've got put together, and maybe you guys have brought some of your own. I sent out a little email, so we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, we have a huge problem with waste in our society today. People just seem to throw stuff away and they never think about where away is. But it's also not just the consumer's fault, it goes right up the system, and everyone else, no one ever seems to take the blame. It's always someone else's fault, and it all just revolves around money. We have what is called a linear economy. So we have basically, it's taking from source, from raw materials and from nature, and then you turn it into something that people can use at the same time through a manufacturing process, which might include a lot of pollution during that. It is then consumed and then thrown away at the end, and no one really thinks about where this disposed part is and where everything is going to. We've got some amazing groups starting up now, some groups who've been going for a while, and they're trying to think about these things. This is a little bit of a technical diagram, but it's about splitting things up into biological things that can be recycled and technical, so like plastics and that kind of thing. As you can see, there's loads of circles, and that's what we're going for. It's called the circular economy, and it's about thinking, where is it going to go after I use it, and where is it coming from, so it's not linear anymore. Here's another great example of the circular economy. So it's all about the consumer at the end, and how the consumer can enable all of these different things to happen, and where everyone sits. You might not be able to read it, but it says policymakers, investors, academics and education, so we're trying to get everyone involved in that system. This is going to be our approach today. We're just going to take things apart and we're going to see what's gone into it, and we're going to try and think about that. It's going to be very hands-on, and we're just going to try and talk about stuff and see what we kind of learn together. It's going to be very much everyone, like a group conversation rather than being taught. So teardowns are quite a common thing, quite a lot of groups do it, and my take on it is the second part of the workshop. We will be doing what's called the reconstruct, where we'll be trying to come up with some design solutions for the future. So during the teardown, we've got some tables set up over here, and I've just collected some bits and pieces that would otherwise be thrown away, and hopefully you guys have brought some stuff in too. So we've got textiles and electronics mainly, and we'll be taking them apart, and what we really want to do is take them into their bare components, so components that are made of only one material, and we're going to try and think about what those materials are and where they've come from, and I've made up some worksheets to fill out about the different products. So it would be really good. I've got some scrap paper. If we could like segregate all of the different parts, like you can see here, they've got plastic and metal and that kind of thing. These are the rules. We're trying to think about what people can do themselves in their own homes, and it's not fair if all of these products are designed so you can only take them apart if you have like 50 different types of screwdriver. So we've just got quite basic. We do have electronic screwdrivers, but it's all quite basic, and it's not smashing it apart. We are trying to take it apart in a way that we'll be able to reuse the components afterwards. So like I said, I've got some worksheets, and we'll just be thinking about what the issues are with these components and what can we change and build upon. So we're trying to keep it very positive, And instead of getting really bogged down with how much waste, we're going to try and think about little solutions that will fit in, that can make a difference. And it's very important that we're not trying to solve everything, we're just trying to come up with one little idea that might make a difference, because that's what the individual can do in this situation. It's not about trying to fix the whole system, it's about trying to do your bit and have your own little idea. So that's the end of my little talk for the morning. So we're just going to get hands-on and start taking some stuff apart. So we've got this stuff over here. If you guys just want to